Boat surviving or not?
I think the boat's gonna survive.
No.
He means what he just asked me. If he gets
there is
straight
an
up an admiral was trying
versus
to
a boat that is
destroy
unmanned, doesn't matter if this boat, sure, Sunny, is there. Does the boat live?
It depends on the tree. Like, the fact that we don't know enough about the tree.
It depends! It's a boat!
It's treasure tree. It's Adam.
Hey,
Okay, so, like...
if you put magma on this boat, it is going to burn.
I don't know.
Not necessarily... Like,
That is wild that I'm having this conversation.
I mean, if the tree has magical properties that it doesn't burn...
It's
then
very
we
hard
wouldn't-
wood. It's not magical.
The explosions
We
didn't
don't
do
know
shit to
that.
it.
We know it's not magical.
How do you... Where is it said?
Okay. It is just the best wood
We
in
have
the
a talking
world.
skeleton.
Okay, and that is a devil fruit. Does this boat need a devil
Devil
fruit?
fruits are magic?
Okay, magic. The devil. Welcome back, Nakama, to our podcast, the Yonko Podcast, and we are reviewing Chapter 1092, Tyrant Kuma's Rampage through the Holy Land. Once again, if you enjoyed this content, please like, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications, and comment away. We love interacting with our subscribers and our not subscribers in hopes that you will become subscribers. I'm Alex.
I'm Kat.
I'm Brock.
Yeah, and we're here to review Chapter 1092. Like I said, with that, we appreciate you being here, and let's get right into it. I really want to start with the Marijwa stuff. I really, really do. Don't you think that if Kuma's entire goal was to just get to the top and go again, he wouldn't have traveled this far into Marijwa?
Unless he wanted to destroy that little castle thing that he blew up.
He did destroy something, but not
like the main castle.
not the big one.
Well, this does seem to insinuate that this is just where he's going through to get to Bonney.
Mm-hmm.
That's what seems to be the main insinuation here.
But do you remember Reverie when they all kind of went up the red line and then they had still 30 minutes or so to actually get to this place? Mm-hmm. It seems like a little bit more of a walk for him to even have to get here to do that. Why not just get to the top and then go, right? Did he have extra orders, do you think, to actually cause some mayhem? Mm-hmm. Or maybe they captured him as soon as he got up there and were trying to drag him to somewhere else?
Yeah,
I mean, see that.
And honestly, I still don't think he's completely in his right mind either. I think it's the human in him
Because you can
acting out.
see kind of, there's the spot where, where is it? The little spot, yeah. Where
it's almost like he's malfunctioning.
Yes. And that's where he's starting, he's coming and going, his old self.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I wasn't down far enough.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, I think it's, my brain just restarted.
Well, it seems like Akainu is basically calling him a walking corpse, right? The idea that there is nothing left of Kuma, heart, body, soul, he is just a walking mechanism with a devil fruit.
Yeah.
And yet, he is leaving Dragon's Care, he is hitting the red line, he is climbing the red line, he is using his devil fruit to get enemies off him, and he's even evading Akainu to go somewhere else. I don't know if this is a pre-programmed thing. Actually, you know what I think it could be? When he guarded the Straw Hat's ship for the time skip, and he went through all that damage and all those attacks to keep the Sunny safe, that could be something that he is following, a protocol like that was before he became fully gone, right? Yeah. Something that was already there that he would follow regardless of how they changed him. Maybe something Vegapunk did to him, right? I'm just trying to figure out what it is. Are we all on the same page if it's probably Egghead, or do we have other ideas?
I mean, just from the flashback Akainu had, it seems like he's going towards Bonney.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's very much like the familial connection of Bonney, that's his goal.
That's what everything seems to point for. Whenever there's clear sub text there, and there's nothing more clear than I think the flashback when he talked to Bonney. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think it's pretty clear that his focus is to get to Bonney.
Bonney has a deeper relationship with both Akainu and Kizaru, as far as we can tell from this chapter
Well, it seems
alone.
like to be deeper with Kizaru because he called her an old friend.
Yeah, I don't want to take out more old friends than I have to on this mission.
So part of me wonders, like, I know the wiki says that she's like Luffy's age or something.
Well, and
She's
her
a little-
age,
she's
and
a
her
little-
age.
But the fact that she can age herself however she wants, is she older than that?
She is Kuma's daughter, and Kuma is how old? 50s, 60s? Maybe a little bit of research on that might kind of give us an idea. But yeah, her age is fluid because of her devil fruit abilities. And don't forget my giant theory that she could be a clone of Big Mom, because we're playing with this egghead, with this program that's creating versions of really powerful people from rocks specifically, right? We have the idea that maybe Edward Weavile is a clone of Whitebeard, a really messed up one, but a clone there. We obviously have Bakken, who has, you know, Stussy, right, as a the first perfect version of the program, right? Why not more? Why not more pirates from the rocks that could have been made in the interim? Bonney, I think, is a great idea of that because pink hair, huge appetite. It's just those two things.
So Kuma is 47. Bonnie's supposed to be 24.
Yeah. And Kizaru and Akainu, I think, are similar in age. I think they're both like 59, 58, right? So they could have known her as a child.
Yeah.
Considering Kuma was a warlord, he had connections to the world government. He was talking and interacting with officials. Probably knew her growing up when he was on their side, right? And maybe they have some closer connections.
And especially if Kuma was actually a king.
Yes. Absolutely, the Reverie connection there too, right? Like all of the admirals probably know a lot of the royals. Just in passing, Kizaru has that connection to Vegapunk. Vegapunk has a connection to Kuma, and then through that Bonney, right? So Kizaru very well could have been experimenting with, you know, again, my theory of a Big Mom clone in Bonney. He actually gets her, which is maybe why he knows him hitting her into the force field around the Labo stratum will not kill her. Even though, I mean, it's a little backwards to be like, I don't want to hurt more people than I have to, Bonney, and then kicks her in.
Oh, no. If you saw there, he literally tapped her with his foot. He literally said tap. He didn't fall and kick her.
Well,
he held back.
It's a tap, but she still goes into the stratum.
Well, because that's still a tap at the speed of light.
This, you know?
And also, it could be, I don't want to hurt as in, like, emotionally, too.
Please don't make me hurt more old friends than I had to this. Yeah.
It could be, like, physically he knows she'll be okay, but he doesn't want to emotionally hurt her.
Luffy even says, I went through that thing twice. I thought I was going to die. So I'm hoping Bonney is equally as hardy and constitutionally sound.
Oh, I'm sure she
I
is.
doubt he hit her as hard as he hit Luffy.
Now, do you think she hit it and bounced back in, or do you think she went through it?
No, because with Luffy, he turns what he touches into rubber in Gear 5.
I know, but he very much was kicked out at Snake Man, and my assumption is use Gear 5 to return. Because he went through it twice. Whereas is Bonney now going to be down there with the Vice Admirals?
I don't think she's come back up there.
Okay, so you think he's essentially kicked her out of here?
I think this is us setting up the fights.
Yeah. I will say that if his kind of goal is to eliminate everyone but York, once he gets York out of there, he can go wild. That's kind of my thought with Kizaru, right? Yeah. He doesn't really care about anything here except for securing the three things. Outside of those things, if he can go crazy getting those secured, I don't. But for right now, he kicks Luffy, gone, kicks Bonney, gone, and then completely ignores the rest of the crew there. Even Lilith, who is a punk he could have killed right there. Pew! No, just like nope. Vegapunk's got to take out Vegapunk. Maybe he knows
if he takes out the
Stella, the satellites all go anyway.
Yeah.
But then York is the only question I have there.
Yeah.
If that's how that works, York is in question, right? Mm-hmm. He has to secure York. She's one of the three things. York, Mother Flame, and the Brain. Punk Records. Those are the three things that he has to save. And I don't know if you can kill Vegapunk without getting rid of Punk Records as well, right?
Yeah.
Because that's his brain, right? That's his whole thing. He is connected to his giant brain, which outgrew him, that he then put into Punk Records. Yeah. So I don't know what Kizaru has to do, but he makes it straight to Vegapunk, avoiding literally everybody else. Yep. Man. Akainu, I gotta say,
is 55. Kizaru is 58.
Oh, Kizaru's older than Akainu?
Oh, man.
Stronger. in age. I'm a huge Kizaru.
His bias is
in case
incredible.
you haven't noticed.
So big.
His bias is so incredible.
Look, man. Akainu couldn't stop Kuma.
This is Kuma ran.
Kizaru just took out a Yonko for a minute.
He kicked him once.
If he
Shut the fuck up. Do not even.
If he wanted,
don't even do this.
If he wanted to kill Frankie right there, he could have. Luffy was gone. I'm just saying.
Who cares? Any admiral could do that.
I'm just saying. I know. Luffy. I'm just saying. He's really strong. All I'm saying here is that Kizaru's really impressive here. Akainu, while impressive, is not as impressive. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We can have bigger fights later, but that's all I'm saying right now.
I'm gonna walk out of this video right now if you keep doing this.
Why? I can't have my bias?
You can have your bias, but don't compare stupid shit.
I know it's gonna be stupid shit because it's a stupid bias. That's
It
the whole
is.
point. Thank you.
Stop.
No, I love it. And this is a Kizaru fan's I'm nomming, dude. I'm eating so well this chapter. I know ultimately Luffy's the protagonist and things are gonna go that way. Sure. But I can eat up these chapters while I have them, and I don't know what happens next. That's me. I get to enjoy that. Do we think that Kuma is going to Egghead so that he can paw anyone in particular to safety? Kind of like Sabaody, since it seems to be a mirror parallel of Sabaody?
I don't think so.
Or do you think he's going there to fight?
I think his last stand is for Bonney.
So you think he's going there to sacrifice himself for...
I think he's going
to
for
get her to safety?
I think he's going for his daughter.
Sure.
I think so too.
Whether or not he's
I
gonna
think there's
paw
going to be a
someone?
connection back to her saying, "My father wouldn't leave me alone."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That I think he is going to make it back to her, apologize or whatever, and give her that closure that she is going to need before he dies. I don't know that Kuma is going to be around much longer.
I really need Bonney Kuma's backstory. Whatever she saw when she went in that bubble, I need that, Oda.
I think we'll get it soon.
I need that because there are so many... He's setting up so many things.
Especially since she's
that we don't have the connections to.
Yeah. I also want to know who she's mad at now.
Once we know, and I don't think it's Kizaru either. I think she's trying to defend herself when fighting Kizaru, but I don't think it's Kizaru either. Okay. There's gonna be so many, all these scenes are gonna be so delicious once we know, but up until that point, we're just left in mystery. Bonnie's story is just becoming so much more deep than I ever thought it would. And it really all started when she was at the Reverie as that old Sorbet Kingdom queen. That was the thing that I was like, what's that? What is that? And then there's the Kuma daughter connection, and then he was a ruler of the Sorbet Kingdom. It's like, oh, what's going on here? Yeah. So no, Bonney is infinitely...
Is it gonna come out later that Bonnie's actually his wife?
I kind of hope not.
I feel like no. The way she talks about him,
I know,
unless that's maybe something that...
Part of their cover?
Do you think she's missing any of her memories, too?
I don't know.
Kuma's ability to move his own out is one thing, right?
Even if Kizaru knew her growing up, I don't think he would necessarily call her a friend.
Well, maybe he knew Kuma.
Yeah, but if he knew Kuma, he was 10 years older than Kuma, thereabouts.
I kind of want to...
So I don't know. I would not be shocked if it comes out later that Bonnie's actually Kuma's wife.
I don't like that.
What I find really interesting is it's Sabaody, it's Kuma and Kizaru working in tandem, and then it's not, right? Then Kuma knocks all the straw hats and he's like, what the fuck, right?
Yeah.
In this, it's literally an opposition of Akainu and Kuma, where he just wants to take off his fucking head and Kuma wants to get past him, right? Yeah. And it's all through the paw power. So it's definitely a setup where I think Kizaru, interestingly enough, is maybe the more sentimental one of the two.
Yeah.
And he's slowly, through his conversations with Luffy and all the fighting he's doing, no, I don't want to do this. I have to, but I don't want to. I never thought we'd get more character out of him than Akainu. I always thought of...
Akainu doesn't have sentiments. He has nothing but cold, hard, I hate you energy.
Well, and that's the thing. I really want to know why. right? I need Akainu backstory as badly as I need Kizaru backstory. I think we're going to get Kizaru first.
Absolutely.
And I think it's all going to come down to how much he actually cares for his found family here at Egghead, and if he does make another choice. Because I'm a big fan of the fact that I don't think Kizaru goes down here. I just think a different choice is made, an interruption happens, like the fucking robot awakening. What's up with that? What's up with the robot? Why is there a robot waking up right now with the same...
But you know what that one is, right?
What?
That's the ancient robot
I know.
that Luffy saw.
Void Sentry. that attacked Marijois 200-something years ago. Which, if it's activated by Gear 5, I'm only saying that because it's the exact same thing as the heartbeat, right?
It's activated by the power of D.
But who activated it 200 years ago then?
Another D member.
Was it just D or was it Nika?
know.
Right? Because Nika, that heartbeat sound,
Yeah.
we all know that shit now, right? Oda
But at
has
the same
made that.
time, if it's only 200 years,
Uh-huh.
who would have...
I know.
Like, they said... Like Zunisha said, I haven't
Joy hasn't
felt-
been around for 800.
Yeah.
No.
As far as you know.
No.
So...
There's two things to that too. If I remember correctly, Zunisha says she hasn't heard that heartbeat in so many years. The Elder Stars say we have not had possession of that in 800 years. It got away from us, right? They never mention if anyone else did or awakened it in between those. Just those two parties haven't seen it again. So if someone was, I don't know, in the robot as Nika, that'd be interesting. Does it not look like a suit of armor that Giant Luffy could maybe wear? It's weird, but he loves robots. Luffy loves robots.
The robot gives me more of an autonomous feel.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think it's its
Yeah.
own sentient type creature type thing, like a Zunisha?
Either that or it's meant to act on its own. Not be worn.
So you think,
I don't think it's armor, I
What?
think it's a robot.
what's the robot gonna do, Brock? What do you think the robot's gonna do?
The robot's gonna do.
Yeah, what's the robot gonna do?
Well, if it's from the Void Century
Mhm.
and it attacked Marijois, that leads me to believe that it was created by the enemies of the world government. So maybe it is predispositioned to face the world government.
So, big boy theory here. So, if Kuma is a robot, is heading to Egghead, right? Robot's waking up wanting to fight some celestial dragons. Akinu's over here going, the fuck did that guy go? Kuma gets to Egghead, sends the robot back to Marijois, and Akinu's like, ah! And he has to fight a real robot and defend the celestial dragons who are giving him shit about lobster.
Also, who is this guy?
Who?
Do we know the guy that the Celestial steps on?
Oh,
I think it was just a guard.
Okay.
Sabo
Like
knocked
some
out a
random-
bunch of those guys.
Because he was just like, you failed at protecting us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're real piece of shit. Can I just also say Sakazuki is like the biggest hypocrite in the world? This line right here, where is it? You've lost your will, your mind, everything. You're just a damn puppet now. While he is berated and told he shouldn't be Fleet Admiral by a bunch of people who don't know and can't do shit.
Well, I think here, it's a matter of, I think Akainu is very much aware of like the status of the world.
Yeah.
But in this regard, he's definitely speaking, like, what's the word? Literally in the matter.
I think it's a beautiful parallel of how he views Kuma and how we view him. Because, he's literally at the bait and call of the Celestial Dragons who are worthless, terrible human, if you can even call them human beings. And he is able to take out literally every single one of them.
I think you should call them human beings because they take that as an insult.
Good human beings.
Humans!
To be fair, it's actually quite funny that Akainu himself is more human than them, which is wild to me.
Yeah.
Which is, he could melt literally all of them, and yet they're like, you're so bad at your job. Where's my sushi?
What do you want to say, Kat?
Okay, so Akainu is the pure rage admiral.
Dark
Yes.
justice.
Do you think he holds grudges?
Absolutely.
Do you think it would be possible for him to hold a grudge against the Celestials for berating him and calling him useless?
Oh, I'm
and
sure
terrible?
he's boiling inside, literally and figuratively.
And that he ends up eventually, like, you know what? After so much, like, people hit a breaking point. You think that after so much, like,
Yeah. Do you think he's gonna say fuck everybody?
either fuck everyone or, like, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm gonna take you guys out and inadvertently helping the Straw Hats
That'd be hilarious.
that way.
I mean, the real threat of Marie Joie and the world government isn't the celestial dragon useless pieces of shit that live up there.
Yeah.
It's him, it's the Gorosei, it's the powers they control.
Yeah.
So even if he does decide to end all of the celestials, who gives a shit? I don't even know if you think Im cares about them?
Probably not.
I don't think so.
They're literally,
And yet-
they're set up as a source of authority. That's all. It's something to keep the people down. I think.
I don't even know why Im, like, I mean, he doesn't deal with them. He stays in his nice little, like, nature fucking, dome
The
shit.
admirals deal with them.
Yeah, I mean, literally. He has to deal with most of them because he's up there doing that shit. I don't know why anyone puts up with them. They're just terrible.
I will say, though, though I hate him the most out of the admirals, I do like his drip the most.
Like, he's...
Literal.
I mean,
Not literal drip, like his actual clothes.
he's probably as ambitious as Luffy, just in the exact opposite way. And he got his fleet admiral status. What's Akainu's dream?
To murder,
What does he put his foot up on a barrel for?
to murder all of the pirates.
What a cute dream.
Murder all the pirates and any of the fuckers that stand with them.
Yeah. Akinu's, I think he's a plain concept, but he is just lawful evil incarnate. Like, he does everything evil he can under the scope of justice, which is just wild. It's absolutely wild. I hope Kobe beats the shit out of him. Let's go to Egghead.
Ooh, that would actually be really cool.
The reverse
parallel
of him.
Like, not necessarily him it'd be Kobe stopping his punch instead of Shanks this time. That'd be super cool.
And stopping it on Luffy, maybe. That'd be cool. Let's go to Egghead for a second. I think one of, and you'll have to allow me a few words of admiration here for my admiral friend here. A very competent Kizaru fight versus Gear 4 Luffy. Luffy knows that Kizaru's all about speed. He saw that at Sabaody. He saw how easily he was moving and defeating all of his crew at that time. He knows the fastest form he's got is going to be what he needs against Kizaru. Immediately into Snakeman. He goes from that kick to Snakeman, showing that quick transition that he can do. And from the panels we are shown, he is struggling, because he is sweating, to even, and I don't even know if he does get a hit off on Kizaru. Personally, this early in the fight, I think it would be kind of silly if Luffy was able to get a hit off yet. Because this is an antagonist type thing. He's chatting with him. Luffy's throwing everything out. He seems to be deflecting with light, which is kind of cool to see. I don't know if it's a technique, if he's just as quick as Luffy's sending out his fucking... And this isn't easy to dodge, right? Even Kaido had a tough time dodging this initially. Eventually, he started doing his Future Sight. So I'm thinking that, Kizaru's got to be using Future Sight here. He's sending out light as quick as Luffy's sending out his things. He's obviously faster. And something that we know from a previous chapter, he's got a better guard, seemingly, than Sentomaru. Well, my guard's nothing to laugh at either, right? Yeah. So even on the defensive, Kizaru is strong as hell. Yeah. He flips that script when he just leaves the fight entirely, so much so that Luffy's like, the fuck did where did he go? Right? He is so far away from the island. I don't know if he's talking to himself at this point because no one's hearing him, right? It's like if you went 2 miles in the air where an airplane is and were talking to me. Ah!
Well, that's probably more for himself.
He didn't tell me why he didn't want to kill Gramps. Why?
That's probably more for himself.
No, it's cool. But no, I think that's actually a really important point, Brock, because he doesn't need to tell Luffy why he's doing this or not doing this, right? I think it is to himself. And then, now please don't get in my way, after all, acceleration is power. We see a version of this when he, at Sabaody, when he bounces off the mirrors and he hits Apu. Gotta love hitting Apu. Yeah. Love to hit that fucking guy. He sends his whole self into a kick on Luffy, who is both blinded by the light and then shot. This is probably the most impressive feat that I've seen an Admiral do to a Yonko. Fuck. It's crazy. And Luffy's a full Yonko right now.
Did you forget the one where half of Whitebeard's head got blown off?
They both survived it. They're both they're both very impressive. Luffy survives this. Whitebeard survived that. It's a whole thing. Anyway, he sends Luffy through the Robot of Dreams. And we even see an aside here with Kizaru kind of almost remembering that this is his Robot of Dreams. I wonder if he feels bad.
I would say...
I think he feels bad with the whole thing.
I think he might. Just because, like you were saying, once he's way, way far back, and he's like, it's not like I want to kill him. I've known him for a long time, like Vegapunk. He's saying that to himself. It might almost be he's trying to justify to himself that I'm doing the right thing. Like
uncertain justice. Even he doesn't know.
That it's if he were to choose what he actually wants to do versus what he's just following orders type of thing. But I think again, I'm still on the boat that I can see Kizaru flipping still against the government or the Navy or whatever. Especially with him saying, it's not like I want to, the flashback to acknowledging he just destroyed Vegapunk's Robot of Dreams and that. I also wanted to know, I've got to give Kizaru props that when Luffy's fighting him in Snake Man, he says, it's clear you really are the man who took down Kaido. Considering the last time he really saw Luffy, he got his ass handed to him.
He's like, he's acknowledged the growth.
He's acknowledged the growth, but also knowing how strong Kaido is.
Well, it's also the fact that he's full on blocking him. He's not letting the punches hit him.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're a tough one. And yet. And he doesn't even necessarily speak to his strengths or weaknesses after that point. He just goes, I wonder why a pirate like you wants to protect Vegapunk. He's clearly questioning Luffy's intentions here. He's like, I know why I have to. Why are you doing the opposite?
I think this is also where he's realizing Luffy's not like the other pirate. Like, he is a different breed. Like, he's built different. He is following his justice. And that on top of Kizaru trying to really justify to himself that I'm doing what I'm, like, this is what I'm supposed to do versus what's actually right. I really hope maybe for once I get something right that Kizaru has a slight change of heart.
I think we're seeing that change of heart over a really, and that's the thing. Everything's really fast for Kizaru. That's why he slows everything down. He literally goes at the speed of light.
Overcompensates.
And so maybe he's already changed his mind, but he has to slow that change down so we can see it. He might have already decided what he's doing here, and people are getting in his way. And he's surprised because he's like, usually I could do this and be done, and you guys are getting in the way of my master plan. Get out of the way. But he can't say that shit, right? He's being watched. I don't know. I don't have a strong stance on if I want Kizaru defeated. Well, I do actually. I don't want Kizaru defeated at all.
A very strong stance.
But I also feel like the character that he is, that we're slowly learning more about, is someone that is deeper, more understanding. I mean, he doesn't know how the Black Denon Mushi works in Sabati, and then he knows how the fucking chip works to get all of the fucking, pacifistas on his side, right? Man clearly understands technology. He is feigning ignorance whenever he can, and his character speaks to that. He's a lot deeper than people give him credit for, and I love that we're starting to see that. Destroys the Vega Force 1, sends Luffy through the, is it force field?
I think so.
Yeah. He sends him through there. Everyone's knocked out. The Robot of Dreams is destroyed. Lilith's there. Bonney's there. Bonney goes for a timely thrust. I wonder, and what's interesting to me too, I wonder why Kizaru didn't just stop him, right? Like he was blocking all of Luffy's attacks. He actually dodges that.
I wonder if he can't block hers.
What I wonder too is, can her fruit actually like insta-kill someone if she wants it to? Like, age you so much that you're just dead? Is that necessary? If she has a little bit of haki there and can touch him, can she just like rapidly age him to nothing?
Okay, but also, what is she holding?
I think it's a piece of the Vega Force 01. It's like a wire or something.
And is that the hand that she's like hitting with? Is she like left-handed, or is she getting ready for the timely?
No, I think she's hitting with her left and he's dodging out of the way.
Okay, but why would she be doing that while holding the...
If you'll remember, Kat, when she hit Vegapunk and aged him down, she had actually an iron bar in her hand. I don't know if she needs something to send that through, or if it just gave her extra reach, because her arms
Maybe.
are shorter.
I think it'll explain that more, because she's probably going to fight with like a vice admiral.
She usually, from the only times we've seen her fight, is usually holding something and hits. I don't know if she's a brawler. I think she actually is not a swordsman, but she uses like random objects and pushes her power through. If it's Hawkeyed, it will touch.
I feel like
He doesn't need to dodge, I feel like. So timely thrust and her doing it, I think, is an interesting thing that we should keep in mind.
So potentially, I think one of two things. Either she shows more of a similarity to Luffy, where she fights instinctually and has a natural battle instinct.
True.
Or as a potential queen/princess, she was trained in her proficiencies.
Coupled with my theory that she actually might be as tough as Big Mom at a similar age because she might be a clone, I also think she might have some pretty superior, armament skills. Just generally. And I think Kizaru knows her well enough that kicking her into the force field, he also knows that's not going to kill her, but it will take her out of the fight. It's so interesting. Also, Frankie using a radical beam on Kizaru, hello?
Yeah.
What? Do you think that would do anything?
I mean, none of what Frankie would do anything to Kizaru.
Yeah.
Unless he gets those photon gloves.
Yeah, unless he has.
And don't ever forget about the photon gloves. They were introduced for a reason, and Kizaru's here. They can let you affect light. I don't know if Luffy gets them, and in Gear 5, that's how he hits them.
Well, he doesn't need them.
I know, Haki. I know, he doesn't. Unless Kizaru is an awakened lightman. I'm almost certain he has to be. And there is some level of... Well, and don't forget, his defense is something special, at least as far as we're being led to believe with his interaction with Sentomaru. So maybe he actually has a way to nullify, not through his devil fruit, but nullify armament? Kind of like how Shanks has a way to nullify other people's future sight. This was a film red thing.
Okay.
And not necessarily canon, but extra levels of Haki might actually take away from lower levels of it. I don't know.
Well, I think it's more of just like superior overrides.
Yeah.
It's like if your future sight's better than someone else's, you're gonna get there first.
Yeah. Don't forget Katakuri's armament versus Luffy's. He was cutting Luffy even through his armament because it was a lower tier.
So yeah, no, I don't think it's a matter of him having a special thing that offsets it. I think it's just a matter of who has better Haki.
Mm-hmm. And I do think that Kizaru has something to teach Luffy at the very least through battle, right? And so I think there has to be something that he learns. Kizaru's fast. You can't really ever track down what necessarily he's doing unless you're really fucking good, which might be something that Luffy learns, but he dominates that interaction completely. And then he leaves Frankie and Lilith and, just those two actually, because Bonney's already gone too. He's just gone. He's back on the mission. He does not give a crap. They call in, Usopp's freaking out. They crack the code. This is important. Mm-hmm. This is important. That means we can turn on and off the field. But plan's gone awry. We do not have a way now to send the Sunny to Kuta Burst with everyone on it. In fact, everyone's split apart.
Yep.
Not
is the
good.
Sunny okay even?
Sunny's fine.
It's here.
Remember, Sunny's made out of treasure tree.
Do you think that we might get another ship or never?
Never.
Okay. This isn't it's not a tangent I want to go down. I'm just curious.
Should
be the Always Sunny always.
Yes, because this is the tree. This is the ship that's made from the same bark as the Oro Jackson.
Yeah.
It's the ship that Frankie made along with the other shipwrights as his dream ship to cross the sea.
Yeah.
I think we're past losing another ship. Yeah. I think there's a lot of stuff we're past that we don't need to happen again. Mm-hmm. And also, this was kind of shown when they tried to destroy it in Wano, where it's like, explosives aren't going to do shit to...
Do you think Whitebeard's ship was made out of the same stuff?
Probably.
That one's gone.
Well, I don't know.
You know?
That was never mentioned.
And we never know what happened to the Oro Jackson, interestingly. We just don't know. Roger's ship's probably at the final island, left there. We don't know.
It's probably fine.
So...
Well, how would they have all gotten back?
I mean, technically they disbanded, and then I'm sure...
There were other ships
After,
there.
though. Because they
Don't forget, there was a giant egg on there. I don't know about that. Giant egg on Roger's ship. What was that?
Oh.
Yeah, I know. And again, another tangent. But, we don't know where the Oro Jackson is. We know that Whitebeard ship burned. It has to be similar caliber. I'm not saying the Sunny will ever go away. I love the Sunny, and I never want to see it go away. However, if Whitebeard ship is made of the same stuff, there's always the possibility that it is another Straw Hat that we could potentially lose.
I feel like if Whitebeard's ship was, that would have been mentioned along with the Oro Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Just to be clear, if Kizaru wanted to make sure they couldn't leave, he could have destroyed the ship here. Yes or no?
No. I don't think he could destroy the ship.
Wait. An admiral does not have the power to destroy the ship.
I don't know. Depends how strong Treasure Tree is, because it's just... So far, all we've seen to it is that it...
We've seen Big Mom damage this ship.
Kizaru didn't even think to destroy the ship because he's like, well, I destroyed the
No.
robot carrying it. It should just smash to smithereens as it falls.
No. Mindset completely aside of Kizaru. If he wanted to, if it was him in a room with this ship, he could destroy it, yes or no?
I don't know.
Okay. Hard yes on that. It's a boat. Big Mom heard it when they were running away in Totland.
You also understand, though, that I think...
No. It's got armor. Plot armor.
Well, yeah, I also think that, especially physically speaking, Yonkos are stronger than Admirals, so...
Yes. Boats are boats.
That's not just a boat. That's the 1,000 fucking
Okay,
Sunny.
Okay.
You cuck.
I'm taking away the plot armor, and I'm just saying any boat versus an admiral is not gonna survive.
I don't fucking know.
Okay.
All I know is that this is
That's
shown...
wild.
All I know is that we've only shown how tough the boat is.
Okay. That's our... Boat surviving or not?
I think the boat's gonna survive.
No.
He means what he just asked me. If he
If
gets
there
like,
is
straight
an
up an admiral
admiral
was trying
versus
to
a boat that is
destroy it.
unmanned, doesn't matter if this boat, sure, Sunny, is there. Does the boat live?
It depends on the tree. Like, the fact that we don't know enough about the tree.
It depends! It's a boat!
It's Treasure Tree. It's Adam.
Hey!
Okay, so, like...
If you put magma on this boat, it is going to burn.
I don't know.
Not necessarily... Like,
That is wild that I'm having this conversation!
I mean, if the tree has magical properties that it doesn't burn...
It's
then
very
it
hard
wouldn't-
wood. It's not magical.
The explosions didn't
We
do
don't
shit
know
to
that.
it.
We know it's not magical.
How do you... Where is it said?
Okay. It is just the best wood
We
in
have
the
a talking
world.
skeleton.
Okay, and that is a devil fruit. Does this boat eat a devil
Devil
fruit?
fruits are magic?
Okay, magic. It's the devil fruit superpower system.
How do we know? How do we know that devil fruits didn't come from this tree?
What?
That's actually a good argument.
No, it's not. No, this is
comes
really.
from, like,
Guys, this is redwood boat. Okay, it's just a really tough wood. It's not surviving.
How do you know?
Hey, Yonko ripped this boat up. Big Mom was ripping this boat up with her bare hands. She's not stronger than Admiral Logia attacks.
Absolutely.
So only Big Mom can break boats?
Yes.
You're a loser. What are you talking about? Oh my. Okay. I'm gonna leave this subject alone. They both think the boat survives. Boat. Sunny versus Admiral. Bye, Admiral. Okay. So they've cracked.
not necessarily by Admiral, it's just...
In
time.
my example, I put an admiral versus a boat that is unmanned that no one is on, and you have said maybe the boat wins.
The sails get
Not
burned.
that it wins, just not that it dies.
So an admiral.
Sails get burned.
God damn it.
And the tangerine tree.
No!
Yeah, like...
The boat is gone!
It also break the windows.
It's a boat! It's a fucking boat! No one's defending the boat!
That's what we said when
Doesn't matter,
Mary
like...
died.
What do you mean it doesn't matter? It's a block of wood that looks nice and floats a little
I
bit.
think you're underestimating the treasure tree.
Oh, I'm not!
Like...
You said it yourself, we don't know what happened to the Oro Jackson.
We don't know what happened to Is Whitebeard's boat made of the same stuff?
I don't know, it was never said. Probably not.
If you can find...
I agree, probably not, because they would have
Probably. This is an emperor. Emperors have the good shit.
Do they all?
Okay, so then that means Shanks has one too.
Yes.
But he does, like...
And he's on the boat. He's on the boat.
I
The
think-
crew makes the boat safe.
Here's the thing, I think the point of it is that this stuff is so rare that even, like, only select Yonkos have gotten
So just
it.
so I'm clear, Luffy in Gear 5 as a giant should grab the boat and beat Kizaru to death with it.
Yes.
Because it will not break.
hilarious.
Yes,
That'd be so fucking funny.
He fucking takes
Oh,
these arms and
man.
starts beating him against the boat. You guys are fucking idiots. Okay, I appreciate that we don't know if the boat wins. Or doesn't.
It doesn't win,
lose.
it just doesn't lose.
Yeah.
I appreciate that
It
the
just
boat...
sits there, but
I don't
what?
appreciate any of this. I'm
just
lying.
exists.
Oh my god. They cracked the code. And we have the ability to take down the barrier.
Now we
shouldn't leave the barrier down because we don't have a way to get the really fucking sick ass boat out to sea. Because why don't we just throw through the barrier? I don't know. They would definitely survive. So
why would they be throwing their boat?
we have to. I don't know.
It's a boat.
It's a fucking boat. What is coup de burst, Brock? The boat throwing itself.
It's farting itself.
It's throwing itself through fart. We
Continue.
We have foiled York. She has lost her password, so now she has to rely on Kizaru, who is here. He is here, and he doesn't immediately take anyone out. He actually starts having a conversation with Vegapunk, and then we get our giant it fucking burns, yoink! Fucking Gear 5 Luffy grabbing Kizaru, and that is essentially where we leave the chapter, besides the robot waking up, which who knows what the fuck that means.
Yeah.
And also, everyone was
It's
there,
probably
like,
going to be
you
really
guys.
cool. I think Luffy's going to freak out because he loves robots. That'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
I want to point out one thing, and I think it's really important.
Uh-oh.
In the panel where Luffy grabs Kizaru, every single person's eyes besides Luffy's and Kizaru's pop out of their skull. Everyone is surprised and being pulled into the Gear 5 fun shit. Not Kizaru. Kizaru, while looking a little worried and noticing what has just grabbed him, does not seem to have the same reaction as everyone else, which doesn't necessarily mean anything. But could possibly,
But to Alex,
but to
Alex,
to me, and a lot of Kizaru fans, could mean that he's actually not that surprised by this, and might actually be a pretty good contender against Gear 5, which would then force Luffy to grow within the form.
Or,
to-
he could just not be surprised by it because he already knew about it.
That's what I'm saying.
That doesn't mean he's a good contender for it.
Just so we're clear, I put a scale. I said it could mean nothing. And you said maybe surprised. That's on that scale. Or it could mean, right? So you're here, and this is my scale. So you're on my scale right now. We're on my scale. We're on my scale. So it could mean that he's a good contender for the fight. It could also mean absolutely nothing. I just think it's interesting that Oda chose not to make his eyes pop out like everybody else's. And to be clear, Nami
There's a reason. I think there's a reason for it.
I agree.
I think the reason is just he already knows about the power, and so.
But so does
I
Usopp.
think- well,
but so does Nami.
My-
They saw
They
it
did,
at
but-
Wano.
No, they didn't.
Nami literally did the exact
they
same
did.
thing in Wano.
They saw it. Yeah.
She is not or shouldn't be surprised by this. That is why this is an interesting point. Do I think it means anything necessarily? No. Do I want it to mean something? Yes.
Maybe it's more just the fact that giant Luffy is like, oh hey, I'm gonna reach through the ceiling, and they weren't expecting it.
Again, I'm really on the point here that I think Kizaru has amazing observation. Like, everyone has like an affinity for a type of haki, right? And if you give them all to the admirals, I think it's pretty clear. You know, Sakazuki might be really good at conquerors. Not we haven't seen it, but like, right? Kizaru is, I think, very clearly observation. That has to be what he's good at. And then Aokiji, maybe armament. It's up in the air there. But I feel like the reason he isn't surprised and is like, huh? Oh, this is maybe because he's already seen this and he knows the outcome of this. We obviously end the chapter, we don't get much more than that.
I'm pretty sure you're surprised.
But is not as surprised as everybody else. And don't forget,
I think the main reason
Vegapunk has mentioned a White Warrior before.
I think the main reason that that theirs are ploinking out, however you want to say it,
Sure.
and his aren't, is because he isn't facing him.
Because,
Yeah.
well, he does turn.
He does turn,
turns-
but he already knows he's being picked up by something. He probably already knows about Luffy having Nika fruit power.
Yes,
like,
that-
he
I'm certain
probably
he has that.
already knows what like Luffy looks like or whatever.
And if that's...
He must, because his new
The
wanted
picture,
poster.
yes, and-
so he knows.
Well, and also,
So-
you know that last member of CP0 definitely reported what he saw.
Yes.
Yeah,
We
I
see
think
him jumping
the
away in the
other
last
thing
episode,
is,
Mm-hmm.
Nami and Usopp, like their scarability
Yeah.
is so much higher than everyone else. Like they are kind of
No, they're part of the weak trio. Now and forever.
They're
Weak trio.
so the fact
Trio gang.
that
The True Kings.
Luffy basically doing a jump scare through the ceiling. Yeah, they're gonna be scared, even if they've already seen
No,
this
I mean, that shit would happen to me, and I've seen that so many times.
So, like, that's where I'm coming from them. They just weren't expecting him to just pop out of the ceiling in Gear 5.
I agree. The person who did expect it is the person being held.
Except I don't think he expected it, per se.
I think he is surprised.
I think he's surprised, but the fact that...
The bubbles are a point to him being surprised.
Him saying, there you are, this
I'm talking about that right there.
I know.
That,
but...
Plus that.
Plus
and
this.
that's with exclamation points.
But he doesn't, like...
This is...
He doesn't, like, turn around and smell like this.
Hey. All I'm saying is my personal take is Kizaru saw this coming. That's why he's... Maybe he didn't even believe it. That's why he's kind of looking surprised. But he's not fearful like everybody else, which I think is interesting. I'm really...
He's not fearful.
So...
I know. I'm really excited because there's no break, which is very good. We appreciate that we get to see where this goes very quickly.
Hopefully, yes.
If we go back to it. Otherwise, I mean, I guess we could check on Marco. Because Oda likes going to places we haven't been in a minute.
Vivi.
Law. I mean, yeah, by the way, I haven't been here. I'm on board with you and Burke's whole, like, Vivi's close now because they're picking up incoming radio signals from Egghead.
Yeah.
They're definitely headed there. Which, I don't know if I want Vivi in the mix of this, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Wapple, though, could be helpful.
Wapple. His eating a fruit at this stage, especially if he's awakened now. Interesting idea of an awakened munch. I don't know about that. I don't know about that at all.
Munch evolution.
Could be really interesting.
Wapple eats Kizaru and it just tastes like McDonald's Sprite.
It's what light tastes like.
Yeah,
McDonald's Sprite.
Let's talk about more things that aren't going to happen.
That's so funny.
No, but personally, I absolutely adore this chapter. I think there's a lot of amazing story beats. I think there's a lot more questions that we need to ask about Bonney. I like that we now have Kuma on maybe his final ascent to fucking Egghead. Ascent. And we have Kizaru and Nami's in here, and Usopp's in here, right? And like, I don't know how many. I don't know where Robin is. I don't know where Robin and the rest of them are, but like, these are the people in this control room, right? Zoro just went out the fucking side, you know, with Lucci. Wasn't Sanji in here too? I don't know where certain characters are anymore because of the chaos of this chapter.
Yeah.
Maybe we're picking it up with Lucci versus Zoro next. I don't know. But we will be talking about that in predictions. Anything else for the reviews? No? All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this content, like the video, and hit that bell to be notified when we upload again. Please comment your thoughts on how awesome Kizaru was in this chapter and how funny Luffy is going to be going forward. We appreciate you, and we will see you in predictions for chapter 1093.
Foxy for the win.
Kizaru for the win.
Foxy beats Kizaru with a finger.
LOL! Jokes, you're funny!